Gade's picked up a HE grenade and a Molotov, which is an interesting combination. Could the molly be for the roof perhaps? They are smashing the windows at the beginning of the round, so maybe a delayed play into the main position. There is a HE. Oh, okay, so they're going to try and entertain people towards A, but it's going to be a ramp rush from at least 4 of the 5 players.
I like how we see Gade jumping backwards. It makes it very hard to kill him because he's backwards. Hard to find that headshot or the head hitbox. And, well, they're going to go back here to the upper bomb site, trying to really trick the rotations. And you can see Nitro's dropped down into the vent, so it actually worked. They made themselves an easier time to get that upper bomb site by harassing towards the door, making them think it was upper, then with the ramp push, and then all the panic buttons were pressed and Liquid rotated down lower. And now they've got to try to retake the upper bomb site. And the T's are all set up here, and they have the numbers advantage too.
Beep, beep, AZ. Sees the barrel of the gun, sees 2 players, but no kill for him, and that's the high ground. That's a really important position as this continues. Daf's got a defuse kit, and now suddenly Valde is in a 1 versus 2 situation. He's got to find the frags here. A smoke and a kit and a headshot from Nitro, and that will be a successful pistol round for Team Liquid.
That was cool. That was a nice little loop-de-loop there by North, and using deception, trickery, trying to make sure that Liquid would not have enough to defend here. And honestly, they put themselves in a really strong position. Liquid had to retake into the upper bomb site, out of position, having rotated down lower. And so the only way that they can do that, as we can see, is just by hitting some really nice headshots. So, well, I mean, you got to give it to Liquid. They earned that one, and shotgun comes out for Twist. It's always fun to see.
That's not the best smoke I've ever seen. Landing on top of the hut. Indeed, the auto shotgun. Common occurrence at the moment on Nuke. There is the man himself, Cadian. See what he can do for North. It looks like they've got the hero AK in round number 2 after planting the bomb but losing the pistol round. Elysia is on a super fast flank though. That's so much information. They can just concentrate the forces towards ramp and the A side. As long as they can hold the ramp, they know that North are not going towards B. They've got a crossfire here, starting with the M4A4 from NAF. Flashbang will be avoided easily by Taco. There's a flank from Elysia. Everybody alive for the 2-0 for Team Liquid. I bumped into Taco and Zeus a few minutes ago. Taco in good spirits as always. Some light conversation, and now it's time for business.
I wonder whether or not we're going to see North come back quickly, or whether this will be a clean one. This is so important because this is the bonus round for Team Liquid. They, as you can see, they kept 5 players alive in the previous round. They had SMGs, they still do. Picked up an AK. Shotgun still there for Twist. We may see him playing that a lot from the hut position. And it's going to be interesting to see if North can somehow break these spots. You can see that outside it's mostly been given away. Liquid don't really have the ability to contest that, and they know it. They're going to be up against AKs, and the best they have to offer is a single AK themselves. That said, NAF will find a clone to Kirby on the outside, and seeing only 1 player there may indeed make them suspicious of a lower bomb site play, and that's what's happening. Moving through ramp now. North have control of it, but where do they go next?
3 players in B for Liquid, or at least in the lower area. There's 1. There's 2. Spots the 3rd player as well. Running low on bullets, does what he can though. Sees the bomb as well. 2 versus 4. Very bad spot for North. The trade around that ramp position. There's an upgrade later for Elysia if he manages to survive. For now, Valde's in a 1 versus 3. Hasn't picked up the bomb just yet. If somebody's on the high ground, they will be able to see him while he collects that, so he'll be aware of that. But now it's being collected. 40 seconds. Valde, one of the best players to watch for North in terms of how he makes decisions.
He's smart.
He's what?
Smart.
Smart.
Yeah, smart. I was trying to say smart in a dumb way.
Thank you for that. Elysia will take out Valde, 3 players surviving for Team Liquid. Indeed, he did get the upgrade, and the headshot came in handy. 3-0 for North. Sorry, for Liquid. North back in Eco Town as they are heading towards a full buy in the round after this one.
Yeah, not good times here for North. And the AWP is in the hands of Nitro. It's lovely to see that. I'm quite curious how it's going to be used. But for North, they'll try to make their way quickly outside, it would appear, behind the cover of smokes. There you go, waiting for them to bloom before crossing. Sometimes, even in professional matches, you see players who will cross before the smokes have bloomed and get punished. But not North, not today. Taco already in position on the lower bomb site. His teammates also rallying down to the lower bomb site to assist. Not really all that many places that North can go without walking into a hail of bullets. This is very difficult. How do they get damage even from these positions?
How do they abuse the numbers, especially with that re-smoke in control? That would have been a handy position to have a second guy peek. Oh, he walks into it. How could he know? Down to 13 HP, Kiabi. And he's the only man with grenades for North in this round. So if he had been killed by that. If he didn't have Kevlar, of course he was a goner. Again, if HE hits you and it explodes, it can do up to 101 damage in total. 47 seconds. And North are quite spread out, but they haven't really compromised any of these positions of Liquid, though you can see things are a little awkward here for Taco. Got many concerns towards B. The player hops through control. The double doors below him. Single door to his left. Easy position may finally pay off if he hits the shot. At least he will delay things. The bomb is now on the floor as Taco's got 2 kills, almost a third, but not quite. But he has got the team here as well. Cadian trying to do what he can, and with that, it seems the bomb plant is unlikely. 15 seconds for AZ to run to his doom, try and do as much damage as possible. He needs the loss bonus to be able to buy next round, so he has to run out. 9 seconds, and there it is. 3 players survive for Team Liquid, and now we see the full buy from North.
This is such a good start for Liquid. Just trying to see if anyone's... Okay, so it's only Naf that has not died yet. Only 1 death for Twist and Nitro. So that money is looking not too shabby. They do have to spend quite a bit here, though. And the AKs and full utility for North. What do they go for in this round? Lots of nades here onto the upper bomb site, threatening the push. And that will exhaust some counter utility from Team Liquid as the smokes will fall outside now. And they'll be able to cross down to Secret, or at least threaten that they're crossing down to Secret, which usually will cause a rotation of the CTs, which will make the defense on the upper bomb side a bit weaker. And of course you can send a lurker down there as well. So Naf, there's a nice response. Going into door, they do not have any idea he's here. This is such a strong angle as well. Free kill onto Val, they're looking for the next one. Finds Kirby as well, that is huge.
How do you respond to that? Nitro spotted players moving into the main position, and Nafly wants to kill everybody. Cadian remains now 1 versus 5. There's Nitro gone, so maybe Naf is on for the ace. Taco will take that one away. Just the 1 kill for North in that round, and again, didn't really get any advantages out of that. Naf surprising them and almost shutting down the round single-handedly. Well, he did, but with the first 2 kills, you wonder what North were really in position to do afterwards. Just went back to main and got so much more. 4 kills in a very short space of time for Naf. All 1v1 engagements for him. No one able to trade, and now North are on pistols once again. Max loss bonus didn't really take them so far in that round. They'll have to wait for the next round to get it back.
These strong CT sides have been very problematic so far. We saw NIP doing a lot of damage earlier on the CT side as well against NRG, and Liquid threatening to do the same here with a good start so far. As you mentioned, all those AKs, it just feels so good on that CT side, feels so strong. Not having to pull the AWP out this time, Nitro deciding to AUG up. It's a pretty AUG, so you can see why.
Taco once again, unenviable task of playing the ramp position and then trying to rotate to a safe as possible position on B. Great decision making from him, enables an extra kill, at least from Nafly. And now we're in a 4 versus 1 situation. Valde doesn't need to plant the bomb necessarily, although it will be good bonus money, considering they're on the buy next round regardless. With a plant, you will get 4,200 in total, but 34 will be enough on this occasion because they already had money in the bag. It was a half buy from them. So here is their next attempt to get their first round on the board, and it will come after a timeout.
It's really hard to get things going on the T side sometimes on this map. And I mean, not having an AWP, it may allow North to have more space outside to maneuver. So we'll see how their approach outside goes, but they could have been pretty good at shutting everything down so far. It would be quite cool to see a main split. Main upper split, those are always fun. Perhaps North will decide to run a set piece. There's definitely a lot left to work with as far as their playbook is concerned. And for Liquid, I wonder how long they can keep the streak going. Naf's almost on 16k because he has not died yet. He's 11 for 0. And it's not like he hasn't been taking fights. Like he was, like that round where he almost aced, for example. That was a few 1v1s that he found there. So when Naf is playing out of his mind, Liquid are quite scary.
All right, the North. They've opted for 5 AK-47s, not fancying the AWP on the T side of Nuke, it seems, at least for the time being. Maybe they have a fast play in mind. Going up on the roof could be for the execution of grenades into the A-bomb site. We'll have to wait and see. Initial harassment and spray through squeaky door and so on. Now, is that a smoke grenade for the Hell position on the outside? I think it might be. Because we saw Breeze lining up a similar grenade in the previous game of Nuke. Minute 20 on the clock. Just waiting out the initial grenades, I assume, of Team Liquid, which have come and gone. QRB not taking too much risk outside just yet. Flashbang. Valde still holding on. We are at the 1 minute mark now, and again, there are more grenades being deployed. So it is the Hell smoke. Thank you, Monsieur Sliggy. I don't know where that Molotov was supposed to go, presumably inside the window for the Heaven position. Didn't quite work out. 45 seconds remain.
There goes the push to ramp. They've got to make this one work. Taco, of course, dropping down as you'd expect. But there it is. Nitro picks one off as they cross. And that will make it a lot easier for Taco if they do challenge the lower bomb site. But they're actually going to go around here. Nitro will have to be very wary. He's going to hear the footsteps, understanding that he is at danger behind. But they're going to drop back into... Oh, that's a very nice tap, though, from Kirby. Eliminating Naf in the garage, but still much more work to be done. 15 seconds to plant that bomb as they now make their progress onto the lower site. And it's actually going quite well at this point. And, wow, Kirby. He is on the warpath, taking down Elite as well. And now it's not looking all that good here for Team Liquid. Finally, they may lose a round.
We've got 1T leaving the ladder position, strangely. Spotted by Nitro, but what do they choose to do? Nitro looking for an entry, now running distraction as... Sorry, Twist looking for an entry as Nitro's been given free reign of that ladder position, but that should be the round right there. Though Nitro, the bomb isn't planted at the back, so he can't go for the hero defuse. He's got to find another player at least. He doesn't have a smoke grenade, so seems to try to take as many players with him as possible. There was a tiny window for him to try and defuse, but 1 versus 2, don't think it was ever happening, especially with only one of the 2 players facing him. Team Liquid, though, with 6 rounds in a row, definitely have money to spend. But I think this one came down to the headshots.
Yeah, very nice picks coming in from Kirby there. We could see that one outside was really nice, which eliminated any ability for Naf to flank, because that's would have been what Naf would have been up to, and perhaps Naf would even have gotten that kill onto Kirby. So, yeah, just some really nice shooting there from North, and that's really, really good to see. But now, of course, Liquid with having the money that they did, and we're going to see the AWP picked up by Nitro, and that's gonna change the dynamic, because outside will be... Liquid will be able to have more confidence in trying to create an advantage outside by using that AWP to perhaps get a kill and to maybe cover a rifler to play closer towards the T-Red container, perhaps. That could be one thing that we might see, or maybe Nitro will go into secret. There's a lot of options that he can go to. Depends how aggressive they want to play the AWP, or whether they want it to be more passive. Lots of options here for Liquids. He'll run straight down into the vent. I'm not sure if that was spotted, actually.
That was very, very fast indeed. Yeah, Nitro's got absolutely no idea. That has been very costly indeed. And now what is the response from Team Liquid? The B bomb site has basically been taken as far as they are concerned, but North have to rotate the remainder of the players. They're currently walking towards that secret position, so AZ is going to have to run distraction for a while. In fact, only Elige is down towards B at the moment, so Liquid have to be very confused. Despite him being in here, Elige, there's a lot of information they don't have, although he is hearing a number of footsteps now, but still there isn't quite that much of a rotation from Team Liquid.
Yeah, this is interesting. It's a difficult situation to control, but New Liquid have been given enough time to do so. That said, Elige will be caught off guard. Not really a great position to deal with the oncoming Ts, and Liquid might have to start thinking about a save here. You're against 5 players, they have post-plant utility, and indeed, Liquid will back away. Their money is not amazing. It's Naf who still has money, though. So with, let's say, what is he going to have, like around $7,000, $7,100, so, or $8,100 actually, mathematics, difficult. So he will be able to drop the rifles, and his teammates should be able to buy nades and so on. So we'll see another good buy out of Liquid before this is over. So one more test for North. They didn't lose anyone here though, so that's always very positive.
Note how Liquid are walking away. If you want to increase your chances to be able to save your weapons, if they just ran to T-spawn, it would give sound cues away to North, and they'd probably be hunted at that point. So walking away, North have no idea where they are. Not an easy map to save on is Nuke, so definitely worthwhile, especially with the vertical nature of a lot of the map. Don't want to give those sound cues away if you can avoid it. To drop some aid, Liquid on the buy once again. Is this a comeback for North? If they can win with more eliminations in this round, then they could certainly have a chance of tying up the score 6-6. Cadian is now on the AWP, no sniper rifle for Team Liquid, but Nitro will get the first kill towards main and the second one on Kiabi as well. Seems like a split was being attempted, 3 players towards Squeaky for North, but things will not be so easy.
Here comes a quick push attacker. Oh, caught on a poor timing. Only down to half health though. Can he escape in time? Oh, just desperately trying to maneuver his way to safety. He does manage to do so though, but his position is going to be very difficult to hold against multiple players. Picks up one though. That is beautiful. And with his teammates to support as well, looks like that very tumultuous journey of Taco will be a successful one after all. As Cadian tries to fall back, has to be cautious not to slip on those flames. And there's not all that much left here for him to do, it would seem. It's always awkward being in this kind of a position. The bomb is lost. It's hard to really... The CTs don't have to move anywhere. It is, of course, of interest for Liquid to maybe kill Cadian, but their economy is quite weak, so they will probably be happy to just let him live. So what I'm trying to say, James, is we have probably like 30, 40 seconds here.
Credit to Taco, because when he fell back into the B bomb site, he went to the spot where he played the last time he fell back, which is probably the safest spot to get to the quickest. But then once he thought he had a window to move to a different position, he crossed to the other side. So he isn't, if they think he has a habit, then he's playing against that. So there was good presence of mind from him, had a very small window to do it. So it's a good read of the situation and opportunity from Taco. And that can make a hell of a difference. And of course, there was support for him as well once he started to engage. 7-2 for Team Liquid. That was a big window of opportunity for North, but they jumped for it and just hit bricks. And now it's their money, which is quite short. So Liquid could have a similar lead to that we saw in the previous match for Ninjas in Pajamas. That's what's on the table at the moment. Small gap in the corner of the smoke, but Taiko has a bad feeling about it, falling back as flashbangs are deployed. Elite has an off angle. Look at that grenade! That is unbelievable, the damage it does. Naf now falling back and getting frag after frag. Having a good game so far is Naf. 13 for 2. That's only his second death, and 3 North players remain versus 3 for Team Liquid.
Yeah, 2 wounded. Kirby and Valde low, of course, and North could be anywhere, it feels like, at this point for Liquid, as you know, Hell has been compromised. You can see Twist is very wary of that heaven position. And Taco has been tasked with looking after the lower bomb site. And it's there's a lot of holes in the defense here. But perhaps there's some information there, because Taco, it looks as though he's trying to reinvestigate ramp, and this could be a very good timing, because North is starting to go onto that upper bomb side. So can Taco find anything? Kirby now, the intrepid explorer. There's the flashbang, and well, Orb is watching the ladder, so that's a problem. Twist now, he is the support rifler there next to Nitro's AWP. Cadian will take him down, but he's on 9 HP now. Out comes the pistol of Nitro. The USP does the damage, but now Valde has to hold this 1 versus 2. Now just one left. Where is he? Valde, he can't find him in time. Taco, he played it patiently, and it paid off.
Just moving around, collecting any utility on the floor, some flashbangs, a diffuse kit perhaps. Crossing all the bodies, making sure he gets every piece of value out of this, and that's a lot of money, to be honest with you. Throws one flashbang because he wants a HE and a smoke grenade next round, and that is 8-2 in favor of Team Liquid. They survive a close test there. He's got his sprays on point. That leaves North in a less than ideal situation. Cadian on 3100. Another player who's suffering from the accidental jump. It's not the first time we've seen it from him. 3 is 1 flashbang because he wants a HE and a smoke grenade next round. And that is 8-2 in favor of Team Liquid. They survive a close test there. He's got his sprays on point. Now leaves North in a less than ideal situation. Cadian on 3100. Another player who's suffering from the accidental jump. It's not the first time we've seen it from him. always just discourages me even more to have jump on a mouse wheel bind.
The funny thing is I've never had experienced that issue, but as you say, we do see it a lot. And I use mouse wheel for jumping in CS, as well as space.
I'm a spacebar god. To be honest with you, I just can't get used to the mouse wheel. Like with my grenades, I made, instead of cycling through grenades with the number 4, T is a Molotov for me, and the 2 side buttons on my mouse either buy a flashbang or smoke, or pull out flashbang and smoke. But to get used to that, I have to change number 4, so it only selects the HE, it doesn't cycle through the weapons. Then you have no choice but to get used to it. But the mouse wheel thing, I just can't be asked. I'll be honest with you, I just can't be asked. So we've got a brief tech pause. We'll have the last player back shortly. It's just some Steam thing which is going on there. Oh, 2 players disconnected.
I guess if you want to see good movement, Rops he's got incredible movement. He spent so much time on KZ from 1.6. He is
drinking the water.
He is one to watch for that. Movement's really important as well. You can see some players who are able to just get more out of situations, especially AWPers, because the AWPers by nature very immobile. So if you're able to have really good movement to back it up, you can get into spots faster with a nice bunny hop, or maybe get around corners more quickly, and it's just useful.
Hen1 had a fantastic example of that. I'm sure you could find it on Reddit if you just searched his name, bouncing through the apartments of Mirage, the Palace, and going for a peek. It was so satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got B-Hop God Launders on the desk as well.
Yeah, and if you just look at the really good snipers in the game, they all have incredibly good movement. It's just something that's pretty consistent amongst all of them, and it's just useful to have in your tool bag. So it's one of those things to practice. It's one of those things that's also quite fun to practice. Can be kind of therapeutic, just going onto a server and just like practicing it, and listening to music and chilling out. Can be a nice way to break up your training. But as far as breaking things up goes, North, as the Bears would always say, perhaps this can serve to ice the kicker. As you have a pause, it breaks up the momentum a little bit of the other team. Instead of just feeling hot, just going into the moment, just round by round, you kind of just make them sit in silence, which is not super fun.
I've got lost in this esports stadium a few times so far. Not quite got my bearings just yet. But at least I know where the commentary room is. That's important, right?
Yeah, it's actually all the things that should be close together are close together, so that's really nice and quite intuitive.
Yeah, the makeup room is next door. So there's a buffet in the player lounge, and it has normal stuff. It's got like salad, meats, and so on. But then there's a bowl of Cheetos,
yeah,
which I just find really weird. Like in the middle of the salad and the meat,
it was
a bowl of Cheetos.
Of course, next to the artichoke hearts.
Yeah.
Artichoke is amazing.
I want to see somebody with like a bowl of brisket and Cheetos on top. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, maybe there's like something, right? I suppose in the UK people eat like sandwiches with crisps in, or potato chips.
But this is very, very strange for me. Everybody's back on the server. Round restore has been done, so we should be good to go very soon indeed. Just a reminder, if you are just joining us, it is 8-2 in favor of Team Liquid, and the countdown has begun. Team Liquid have won 2 rounds in a row, following the 2 from North. And North will be buying, despite the shortcomings, AZ and Cadian with pistols. Some game sound, please, and then we're good to go.
Lovely. Indeed, the tech line and the CZ. I mean, it can be very, very good if you have the rush designed correctly and get those players going first, drawing fire, creating space for the riflers. North, of course, offering some aggression and throwing the smokes outside. They want to confuse the CTs. They want them to throw counter utility preemptively, so they don't get caught by it when they eventually decide to commit into the bomb site. Naf by CT vents is a strong position. Always going to be facing 4 players at once. Not quite the perfect timing, and that's going to be his 3rd death. Twist can't do anything either, so this is hugely problematic. Nitro can't really peek without someone to pull distraction, and it's just got a bell. That might be the round, James.
It may well be. I don't think they can. Yeah, they cannot afford to take any more losses here, and that's so interesting because if there was a peek towards Squeaky, maybe 2 seconds earlier, then they would have been in a real tight choke point. As tight as it looked, they were spread out enough already to deal with the player by the CT vents. And that small difference probably pretty much wins the round for North.
It's one of those interesting spots as well, because you look at NAF's position and there's a bunch of different ways to play it. And so, you know, if you want to think about that decision, it's difficult because, you know, from one sense you could say, okay, well, he's hidden, so, and they'll have to go quite wide to catch him. But it is a spot that you can wall bang. It is a spot that you can nade, and it's also, you know, if he's thinking that might be the case, it's a bad spot if they actually do check it. So usually you'd want to play it with someone creating distraction. But peeking preemptively, if you find a good timing, you can get a lot of kills as well. So it's like a really, I think, marginal spot to play. Obviously, if he stays put, he maybe has a crossfire with Twist if they don't check it. But ultimately, it didn't work out, and things collapsed around that. And this is looking like we might have a pause here, a restart of the round. No one's moving in spawn, so not live has been called. And 8-3 is the score as North going to collect that last round. And so we do have the full buy whenever this does get restarted. You know, we'll have a full buy for Team Liquid, and they'll have another go of this. But if they do lose this round, then they're in a lot of trouble, and North will have cemented a comeback for sure.
Yeah, despite the well, it's a surprisingly good situation for North, but again, it's going to be very key that they get that consecutive round again. And if they do that, then this is going to be a wide open match. So there's a chance for Team Liquid to, well, it's a harder chance for now for them to eke out a good score at the half because of the money in the hole for North, but definitely plenty of potential for North to bring this score a lot closer, even head for a 7-8 scoreline from their perspective. Okay, so here we are again. All the M4s are out for Team Liquid, so this is a better buy than you might have expected. AWP onto Nitro as well, who is 12 for 5. Nafly 13 for 3. And Kyabi has 8 kills. A lot of people on 4, or Gage just with the 1 for 9 at the moment. Not great for him, but opportunity knocks. Looks like it's going to be a fast play into the A site once again. We've got the HEs there, the smoke grenade towards main. It won't save Gate, however. It goes down again. Twist blind, dead. Nafly with a kill as well onto Kyabi. Bomb's been dropped for the time being. I've got one North player towards CT red, and AZ in the A sites as well.
That nade damage. They're all up there. Look at it. They're all just held back by one Molotov. This is a big problem here. If Liquid don't have too much in the way of just anyone to offer distraction except the Liege, who's on the lower bomb site. But he's waiting for his teammates to create distraction so he can go up the vent. This is very awkward. The Flame's down there in front of the vent. There's not much he can do to help his teammates out. He'll have to pop out, though. He's forced to do so, and he's going to get taken down with ease. That looked like it should have been a lot better for Liquid, but having 3 players on the heaven position just really made it very awkward to get back in.
Yeah, I wondered if they would rotate somebody towards the main position, but I guess they didn't have North expecting so many players to come out. But Valde had such a great angle that when you're running out into A and you're exposed to the entire site and somebody's playing a headshot angle from diagonally opposite you, it's pretty difficult to deal with. That was a big test for North, and indeed they have broken Liquid completely, and now they've got to be looking for the 7-8. They've had 2 successful plays into A in a row, and they're going to do it again, but this time the pistols are coming out for Team Liquid. And they'll do some initial damage at the very least, but maybe North have now stabilized. AZ going for a transfer, not killing either, but his teammate will trade. That leaves a Legion of 1 versus 2. Don't count against him just yet. He's gone now, though. 4 kills for Valde. We've seen some individual performances. Kyabi getting a 4K in an earlier round. That one could have been more difficult for North, but it's in the bag.
It is, and the shotgun will come out back onto Twists. He's been having a hard time of it on the upper bomb site. When the rounds go well, like Naf is getting most of the kills, but when the rounds go badly, he's not had too much fortune in saving the bomb site. Now North looking to go very quickly outside, it would seem. 5 players, everybody's out there. That's great damage done with the HEs, and the follow-up damage has been lovely, but they will lose a player at Liquid as Alish investigates outside. Ooh, the transfer up high won't work out. 4 versus 3 now in favor of North, but Naf will be able to make things a little bit easier, and Liquid will rotate lower.
North really using Anarchy at this point. This is such a fast round from them. trying to allow Liquid less time to simply take decisions and react to things. The rounds are moving so quickly. And it's working okay for North, looking for round number 6, and Twist with a auto shotgun rotating towards the B-bomb site. That is not an ideal situation. He's not going to have any range. He really will need to hope to pick something up, and there we go. He's got an M4.
Nice nades coming in from the Liquid lads, trying to clear all these positions. However, North are behind the doors, and this is going to be really difficult. This crossfire situation is really scary. Can they do it with the smoke? No, absolutely not. Gade and Cadian will shut it down. Nice couple kills in this round from Gade, and the money's starting to grow really nicely for North. They are on for a 7-8, and what a recovery that is, considering how bad the start was. Oh, look at this. Easy, beautiful movement. Speaking of movement earlier, and he is just mauling them in that round.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the reaction from North. They understand that the longer, drawn-out rounds will play to Liquid's advantages. So, again, anarchy, fast plays, individual plays seem to be the order of the day now. Valde taken out. Nitro taking things into his own hands. Fight fire with fire. 2 kills for him with the MP9, smoking the players off from the bomb for now. But there's plenty of time to deal with this. Now, Liquid don't necessarily have to defend from these aggressive positions, but the frags keep going their way. So while 7-8 was looking likely for North, it seems that Liquid may be moving to 9.
3-1 for Cadian. Now, Liquid have to be careful here. They don't give up too many players defending the lobby. And they are starting to lose members. Twist going for the peak. Oh, Cadian was ready for it, but Twist even more so as he nails the headshot, leaving AZ in the 1v3 for North here. Can he pick up that 7th round? Creep on through, but he's been found by Elige on the hut roof, and that'll be that 9-6 for Liquid at the end of the first half. A very, very respectable and impressive comeback from North. They were looking terrible to begin with, down, what was it, 7-2, and they converted it into a 9-6. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is a great comeback for North. 6 rounds is fantastic for them. The way things were going for Team Liquid, looking so comfortable, but again, it was a positive reaction to change the pace of things, and it worked to their advantage. Down to the individual fights though, and sometimes they can go the other way, but this time they went in favor of North, who will go all Kevlar in the CT side. No CZs, 5.7s or anything in potential rush positions. They'll be relying on these USPs. There's a HE for the squeaky door position, and just like North did in the first half, it will be a play towards the ramp, but this time with all 5 players. Valde spots, Valde falls back. Will he have any support? And have one player, AZ, not sure if he's got the right angle. Valde starting off with 2 kills, and AZ's there as well.
Yeah, great damage from Valde. Liquid looking to try to recover themselves here as they go for the bomb plant in the open. And looks like it will go down here. That's a big win, but it's 1v4 for Taco now with the USP. He's got to be really fast, but he can't do it. Just one extra kill there for some bonus money. And speaking of which, the $800 in this round that Liquid will get may encourage them with the $1,900 that they'll get as a loss bonus. Encourage them to go for a 4-spy, a very deadly one, in fact. We'll have to see what the decision is. I mean, Taco could get AK armor if he wants. Do they go for it, or do they just go for a save?
I wonder how much mileage there is for a hero AK on a map such as Nuke, with all the angles, the elevations, and so on. It's not quite like other maps, but there is a hero AK which has been dropped to Elysian and Taco, so Taco will be the man buying some Kevlar and a helmet. I guess it's down to the person with the most money for the armor to pick up the AK-47. He will still be able to buy with his team in the next round. We'll see about Elige though. And Taco's been headshot immediately, so that AK didn't do so much. Being collected by Nitro now. And Liquid focused towards the ramp, it seems.
Yeah, I think the single AK is really, really awesome to see. On the T side, you don't necessarily need 5 people with AKs. Especially, you know, we have the ability, if you're able to break an area with numbers, to pick up a gun as well, as if you survive with 5 upon breaking such an area. So definitely, I think this is a great way to get value, to keep the pressure up. And as you say, Nitro has collected the AK, doesn't have any Kevlar, but it might not matter. He has the numbers to offer distraction for him to get kills, but we take him down here. Beautiful spray from Valde, looking for the ace. He's going to get it. Very good hold of the ramp position, and that will be 8 rounds for North and 9 for Team Liquid. As we see the full buy coming from Liquid.
Cadian upgrading the scout there. I wonder if we'll see anybody with a USP to buy the AWP on this round, a USP in the round prior on Nuke as things continue. Not Cadian, not on this occasion though. So it will be the M4, A4s and the auto shotgun. In the meantime, Taco will be on a Desert Eagle. So I guess he drops a gun for a Liege, which is I like the prioritization there. And well, so far so good with that. Getting revenge on Nitro getting taken down very early. And maybe Taco can collect a weapon if he can find where it was. There we go, picking up the AK-47. Kiabi having a look outside now. But soon he'll have to fall back, surely. Maybe not, with Valde holding down the angles. Kiabi taking the fight, but losing to Naf.
Yeah, just fighting to the death outside. It's actually gone really well for Team Liquid. A 3v3, Valde's weak. AZ will try to spot out for the push down secret, but Naf will catch him as Valde looks for the flank. And I do wonder how good his timing is going to be. It's really up to Liquid. If they just run onto the bomb site and plant straight away, then Valde will be a little bit slow. Although he's picking up the pace here, just running now as well. The information from his teammate. Gade with the auto shotgun finds 2 quick headshots, leaving just Taco now. 50 seconds, he's got time. That's not the pressure, but Gade with the AK certainly is. What a beautiful triple from him.
Not too shabby at all. 3 rounds in a row for North, and Team Liquid are likely to lose, well, to be trailing after this round. They've taken a tactical timeout. So much money for Gade. Paper. Taco forced to emerge through the smoke, and that will not go so well for him, as it often doesn't for the person in the smoke. Plenty of blue CT round 1 at the top in the first half and moving into the second. Now, Liquid can spare the odd dollar here and there to try and do some damage to the North economy, so I expect some things to be purchased, maybe even Kevlar here or there. 3,400 if they are to lose this round. As you can see, they've got 2,900 for the one before. Elise, the only man with Kevlar, 2 flashes, a Molotov maybe for the hut of A. A smoke maybe for Heaven, maybe for main, probably for main with the HE there. There we see the smoke, but AZ's got the first frag, and Gade is still looking to make some more money, spotting some targets finally. Oh, that's 1,800 right there. Make it 27, baby. Oh, he runs out of shells, but Caden will clean up, leaving Nitro with an AK-47 and 2. Oh, okay. Well, the story ends there. The rest of the pages have been torn out. North 10, Liquid 9.
Yeah, this is looking really interesting now. Things even up. The question will be whether or not Liquid can have as much success on their T side as North did on theirs. And typically, you know, so far today we've seen that it'd be a real struggle playing that T side of Nuke. Energy obviously having a hard time of it, but Liquid, very balanced team, looking to make things work here. Just a full rifle setup, pushing outside quickly behind the smokes, as we'll see North with an incendiary to slow things down, and that's always good buying time for rotation. Some nades thrown into the smoke as well, so Liquid really threatening the lower bomb site push quite heavily here, but not committing to that. Valde has information there. He's rotated down lower for North. And now North wait for the next move here from Liquid.
How many frags is Valde good for in that position? It's a very unusual position, and maybe he gets extra mileage from that. You don't normally see a CT here. This may not even be checked for. I do wonder how meticulous Liquid will be when they start to move down. 2 players there for Liquid. Dropping a smoke grenade in main, which will make it hard for the CTs to work together. There's Elise once again with the Krieg. Kiabi doing what he can. Not wanting to hold that angle for too long though. Not much jiggle room for him. Got a 1v1. Does he spot Elise outside? Will he take the bomb out? Kiabi's looking so dangerous today, but he's got 3 versus 3. Taco and Twist are very tagged at the moment. AZ with a superior angle to Elise, and that bomb will not be collected just yet.
Time is a pressure too, and their health being so low, this starts to get really bad here for Liquid. North, as you said, you know, Kiabi looking so sharp, it's really fun to watch. Taco, they will find the back of Valde, leaving AZ in the 1 versus 2. But there's no time here for Team Liquid. They've got to go quickly to get that bomb. Easy kill for AZ as Taco desperately searches for where he could be, but he's got the information, but can Twist make it down lower? He's going to go for the upper plant here, pretty concerned with time. Molotov down, and 80 knows he can run through it, and he's going to prevent the plant and win the round for his team. 5 in a row on this second half here now for North on the CT side as they take a firm lead on the economy and also on the rounds.
Every round so far. What will Liquid choose to do? They could actually buy with the money they have, but maybe they won't have all the grenades that they might like. Kiabi is looking so dangerous. He's got 12 kills at the moment, 12 for 14 after the difficult start to the first half, but he's been so important for his team in this game so far. Very, very dangerous indeed. But so is this buy for Liquid, even though it's an eco, it's a half buy. They've got the numbers trying to abuse them, but now it's AZ's turn to get multiple kills. Gade will save him while he reloads, and there are the last 2 players. These boys are coming in hot, it seems.
Wow, AZ looking really savage there. I thought he was dead. It looked a bit awkward at first, but he managed to hold on really nicely, doing loads of damage. Somehow doesn't die, and this was beautiful. Spray, just a violent flick around the side. Oh, yes.
That's satisfying, isn't it?
It is great to see. And North, they propel themselves 3 rounds ahead now of Team Liquid as the Liquid side go for the full rifle buy once again.
Liquid waiting out the first grenades. I did see one team throw decoys for the first wall of smokes just to try and bait out the Molotov. Not today, but recently in ECS. Although it is rarer, you don't really want to have a decoy grenade. And the frags are streaming in for North. They're abusing the CT side now, leaving only Naf and Taco in a 2 versus 4. So much time on the clock. But they did need little time for these frags. Taco will take out AZ. Kiabi's still alive though, and he has been a very big presence for North, as we've mentioned. 2 versus 3 makes things doable for Liquid. Bomb being dropped for now. In time with the door being opened. Well, he tried to bait a shot Naf, and he was successful in doing so, but that will leave Taco alone. He knows where one of the 3 players was standing. The scope will tell him how Cadian has moved, however. But the door is closed, so there's not so much he can do about that. I don't know if the glass has been smashed in control, but he's going to find out for himself. It seems that one pane is open for business. Molotov will concede his position. Cade with an off angle takes one in the face. He knows Cadian is around here somewhere. Cadian is starting to walk quietly with a pistol out. He's got his P250, and he has compromised Taco from the back, leaving it 13-9. Every CT round so far won by North.
What I like from North as well is this degree of fearlessness that they're showing with their aggressions. And that's one of the things that does make North really scary, because I think AZ and Kiabi especially can really go off aggressively with rifles. I think Gade is a real steady pair of hands, great on anchoring bomb sites and the multi-kills and so on. And Valde also, a player that's a bit more measured and a slightly slower pace. But AZ and Kiabi, when they get going, it's really scary. And right now we can see that that's exactly what's happening. And we've got the timeout coming in from Team Liquid, so they are pretty aware of how dire things look, and that none of their approaches have worked out. But it's hard to find a formula for defeating North's defense here on the CT side. It's looking really strong.
Yeah, plenty of CTs looking strong, or starting out looking strong at least. It did change for Liquid. Now, can they have a successful change in their half that North had in the first half? What will the difference approach be? At this point, minute 43, there's not a Molotov on the side of Team Liquid, despite having lost every round. And that maybe shows the lack of bomb plants for that extra money. Wall of smoke outside. Molotov going through it to delay anybody going into secret. And in the meantime, AZ has gone towards B. Valde will have a lot of targets, but he'll position himself for a 1v1. Again, some bullets through the corner of the box. Big flashbangs. Cadian can't help him. Valde falls back to one of Taco's positions.
Oh, that's an easy angle there for Valde. Oh, he's got a bomb delivery as well. Lovely stuff. So they'll have to go and get it, and Nitro will be forced to go for the kill, and he'll get it. So that's 4 versus 3 now for Team Liquid as they start to clear things. Looking good for a bomb plant as Nitro goes over for it, but Kiabi's waiting for this. Pulls open the door, but that's Taco. They're ready with the cover. And now North in the 2v3 retake. Cadian walking in with a scope from outside, and Gade does not look interested in this, so Cadian will just catch exits, and Gade will just keep the AK in his hands. Good round from Team Liquid, finding something in a desperate time. They come up with a solution.
They might survive with 3 players. Look how much better the money is for North. That can quickly disappear though. So take it for granted, especially if Liquid get that consecutive round. That's only their second bomb plant, including the pistol, in this half, and we are plenty of rounds in. We are 8 rounds in, and they've planted the bomb basically once. You can ignore the pistol round, really. It's not so relevant. It's about the buy rounds. So that's their first bomb plant. Maybe they can continue to plant the bomb at the very least. It would make things a lot more successful than the rounds we've seen already. Another timeout from Team Liquid. What can we expect in response? What worked? Was it something we can do consistently? Is there something we want to change this round in expectation of North reacting to something we did in the round prior? Plenty of questions for Liquid to ask.
Yeah, I like that they're using a lot of the timeouts as well. Either on land, you've got a bunch of timeouts to use. Using them, it's really beneficial. Making sure that everybody's on the same page and that you can reflect correctly on what's happened, and also giving the coach real time to add the correct input or to perhaps add to the morale of the situation. We'll have the resumption of the game though as the unpause comes in, and we'll see Twist leading the charge there with the best spawn. And North have the AWP on Cadian, and he's not been tested too much just yet. Liquid really liking all these 5 rifles, not really going to the AWP on the T side. AZ playing close to the door there as Team look like they want to burst. Bomb making its way to lobby as well. Taka with the pressure with the smoke there. AZ making some noise. They're going to hear that, the T's. What do they make of it though? Looks like an upper push is brewing.
There we go, Molly to the CT vent, very thoroughly taken care of these positions. Saka's blind but still gets a kill on Gay, just sees him in time. And that is the A site completely compromised. Again, with the money of North, is this a safe situation? Well, Cadian can take the high ground at the very least, but something must happen there. With the smokes going down, that kills so much time. 3 of the players have kits for North. They've got players on the low ground, no more players on the high ground. It looks at the moment that they are containing, so again, with a 3-round lead soon to be 2, maybe not a risk they want to take, although they still seem to be invested into this. The bomb continues to tick, and there is a kill from AZ. This is going to have to be a fast one, 3 versus 2 at this point. The frag's raining in for Elysian Twist, and it has been made very expensive for North. It was such a small window with how ticked the bomb was, but they won't really get anything out of this North, so it was a very risky round for them. And it was very expensive as well. Well, a risky retake.
Yeah, the AWP was collected though by Valde. He did save it, of course, as we saw at the end of the round, survived. And Gade $7,500 and Cadian 5K. This is definitely a buy, but this is the moment now for Liquid. They've worked hard, they've got 2 rounds in a row. Just need 1 more. If they pick this one up, North are going to be broken. Liquid will go to 12. North will need to save, Liquid will go to 13. Then things get really interesting for Liquid, and a lot of the pressure is off. But if North win it, then, well, as we can see, for Liquid, the situation is similar. They can't really afford to take a loss here and get reset. That is the worst possible thing that could happen. That could seal the deal for North. So, a lot riding on this round for both teams. Liquids, can they find some consistency?
Let's see what they will offer. Some discussion maybe, the way Twist is moving around, but Squiggy's been blown off and Nitro was holding angles towards main along with some spray, but Casper Moller will take the first kill. He's going to hunt. There's a flashbang. He almost avoids it, but not quite. Getting very aggressive. Gates being taken out elsewhere, and Legion is trying to flank, trying to take Cadian out, but AZ will cover his 6. Down the vent goes Cadian. They're lining up in the hut, and that is a strong round for North. The worst has happened for Team Liquid. They've been wiped out on MAF to Eco and play against match point with 4 rounds to win.
Yeah, and even worse still, they didn't really do much damage, only getting 1 kill. So, yeah, its life is very difficult indeed. That's a really nice repositioning here from AZ, and very unfortunate lineup there. Twist obviously getting the team kill on Taco. It was ready to be AZ's kill, but never like to see that. And 2 AKs in the hands of the CTs. And Team Liquid take their last time out to discuss what they should do next. And obviously, their money is so so awful. It's just Naf, though, who needs a double save. His teammates can buy on the next round if they go for a full save. They'll get $1,900 in addition to what you see on your screens. You can do the math, not me.
They're only 4 rounds away, so I think definitely. Ooh, if they don't plant the bomb, well, we'll see. No, it seems something's gone wrong, and they'll have to restore the round. If they don't plant the bomb, I wonder what the implications will be with how much they're investing into this round. So we will see soon enough. Quick reconnect from one of the players, and we should be good to go. North continue to be strong, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're looking really good. And I like how it was born of some individual plays. Obviously on the first half, it was a really, really hard time. And when they got their footing towards the latter portion of that first half, it seems like they've never really taken their foot off the gas since then, which is really good to see. And providing quite the challenge here for Liquids. And this is such a difficult spot to play from. You're really encouraged to give your opponent match points that you can play with a decent buy. And for some teams, if you're behind enough, it's better to have two chances that are worse than maybe one good chance. So we'll see exactly how Liquids interpret this situation.
Okay, one player is rebooting their PC. And then we will be back into the match. So this would most certainly be an upset for North to take Nuke over Team Liquid on LAN. Again, Liquid still in bridesmaid mode. Weren't able to take Summit for the second year either. Liquid and Astralis in different groups for now. And again, it does seem that Liquid are very likely to be playing against Matchpoint. Maybe it's a calculated risk, how much they were putting into this before.
I mean, North are a great dark horse pick for this tournament, I've got to say.
Astralis is my dark horse.
Of course they are, James. But one of the interesting things, of course, is that, North has one of the best storylines at the moment. I think Cadian's storyline is incredible. Just sort of how he was exiled from the Danish scene, had to travel to America. He compromised and sacrificed a lot to make that happen, and was playing away from his family and friends in a different continent and having to grind up, having a reputation that wasn't in a good place perhaps for a time, and then he earned his way to where he is now, replacing one of the best in-game leaders on one of the best Danish teams, so being restored into the Danish scene, and now he's leading North to success in his short time on the team. And so I feel like they're in a great position to take this tournament with some of the form that we've seen. All they have to do is just have a good couple days, and they are capable of beating pretty much anyone. So they will be very exciting to follow this tournament.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the matches to come from North. Well, both teams really, but of course, North's resurgence has been so violent and quick that you just want to see it last, for one.
Refreshing too, because I think some of the hang-ups that maybe they were stuck on in some of the past, some of the transformations they had to do to break out of maybe the super rigid style, which loosened up over time with MSL. Like it still felt like we had this big period of time where it was a frustrating team because they're capable of so much, but we couldn't quite see it yet. Yes,
I would say that they were a perennial disappointment. You always, they would win an event here or there, and you'd be like, okay, this is it now. North are going to stabilize at a higher level, but then it just dropped again, up and down, and you want to be a fan of the team, but it's just a struggle. But now it's just looking like a stark difference, just with the change of one player. It's crazy how the team have been unleashed. So it is one of the Liquid players that we're waiting for, I believe. With the reboot, Twist, the login, the Steam code, whatever else. I wonder if any of these players have got the Bardolph background at home.
One thing actually, as we had the shot of Valde just now, is when I spoke to them on the podcast a while ago, some we talked about performance and consistency and how he prepares for games and what he does in spots like this. And he said that he really dislikes sort of DMing. What he really likes is getting his head into the game and doing a lot of visualization. So can be pretty certain that in this position, in a timeout like this, he's like visualizing some of the plays that will be coming up, that he's looking to make in some of the rounds to come, and some of the things that he has to do, even if that's running and doing a lineup of a smoke. He's just keeping his head sort of primed into the game. And I think that level of detail when it comes to mental preparation is invaluable.
That's pretty cool. Right then, so here it is from Team Liquid. It's a calculated risk. They're giving themselves a chance to actually win this round with the buy hit that they have made. It would be a much better situation for them, keeping off of that match point. The smoke grenades slowly coming, but again, it seems that one is missing. Monsieur Taco. Maybe he forgot to deploy his one. Have to do it manually from up close, and they run towards the secret position. Now, I do wonder if they would have been walking there instead, had that been deployed, if that was their intention. Either way, there's a HE grenade that will do next to no damage. Just Taco taking a few points of damage. AZ with a transfer, but it won't yield a second kill. An AK picked up by Elige. Only Twist. Oh, that's nasty from Elige. Only Twist with Kevlar. He's got the AK-47 now, a second one. And Liquid, with their calculated risk, may just win this round.
Yeah, good damage done, and with that HE, and with the guns collected, you can see that North are actually thinking, you know what, we shouldn't risk this. We have a pretty fragile economy, and somehow Liquid, with the most awkward start, where there's a gap in the smoke, so obviously there's going to be at least one CT staring at it. And then there's a really late resmoke, which absolutely tells you that they mean to run through it. So then the nades come in, they narrowly escape, a lot of HE damage, but North know where they're coming at every turn. Yet somehow they still win the round. That's actually, I feel, so unlikely. And at such a pivotal moment, this has made this very interesting, because they'll have a 4-buy now. And I feel like the winner of this next round, James, will win this map.
That's a big second frag. That's a big second frag from Elige. That is a very, very key frag from him. And now, well, whoever loses this round is in a hell of a lot of trouble. Another bomb plant for Team Liquid. A HE towards the Squeaky. He has smoke in main, but a Molotov from North, stopping them from going into the event if that was their intention. And now everything slows down. Preemptive HE grenade. Twist will take some damage. And now everybody waits. North have averted an early play into A from Team Liquid, whether it was A to vent or A. But there's plenty of utility for Liquid to play with.
Forward smoke and Molotov. It's one of the ways you can sort of try to lurk on towards that squeaky position. It's fairly common to try to create a lurk play there, or you can do that consistently and make it seem like you do it every round, and then one day burst through it with a lot of players. I really like that Squeaky, the player around Squeaky with the utility. Because Cadian's actually moved in towards ramp here. They are reading this fairly well, because there will be a burst towards the ramp as Naf will catch Kirby looking outside, and Valde and Cadian with the 1-2 punch there towards ramp are doing excellent damage. They're putting the stop on the bulk of this push, and now the bomb needs to go somewhere else completely.
35 seconds for Liquid. Man disadvantage. Gade is waiting, but he's so blind right now. He's got support from a teammate as well. The flashes have come and gone. Two-man spray. No, Cadian's with the second one. Gade with the third, and that's match point for North. No plant for Liquid, and that's money that they really need in this round and won't have.
Really good work there from North. What a defense there towards the ramp position. And also, what a great read. Cadian seemed to know exactly what was going on, put the AWP in the right place at the right time, and that created a setup that seemed to be insurmountable, at least in the previous round. Now this definitely creates an awkward spot for Liquid. An AK purchased by Twists. He's not been having a great game. He's not been perhaps finding the best spots. And the only other person that can afford an AK-47 really is Nitro. At least could buy one, but then he'd be left with $250, and he's going to want Kevlar. So, he actually bought Kevlar already, so he actually can buy an AK and the flash. But they are just taking a timeout here and just looking to see exactly how they should divvy out the money and what the buy should look like. But North look like an absolute shoo-in for this one. They're playing so well.
Really rough spot for Team Liquid, but they have done more with less. already in this match, but I think that comes with a different mindset when you've got the CZs and so on, and I can't imagine they'll play the same way when there's more rifles to hand, which puts them in this awkward kind of limbo position. Some discussion maybe as to what it is they will do. Maybe lining up some grenades for the outside. Taco on the silo with just a CZ. I wonder what his intentions are. Maybe a quick play towards the main position, a split of the A site. Close quarters if they can get that far. The wall of smoke comes out. Cadian watching the silo for the time being. So those pistol players may be in trouble, although it seems he is doing more than one job at present. Liquid now looking around. There is a flashbang. He sees two players. There's one taken out, so this will not really be as successful as they wanted. That should have been a kill. Will it make a difference though? Twist taken out by Gade, and there will be just the one kill on this round for